this. Charging it. Collected. So they can do the same thing. Because it's ridiculous to spend hours chasing it. Dixon's the one I'm doing for right now. Today was the deadline for the first one. Then all this is required. I want it done. The ones that those top, spitting a little. Yeah. Moving south. Okay, because I had problems with mine too. When I was working out the office, it's that outlet. Ready? February 25th, 2020 meeting of the Woodstock Community Unit School District 200 Board of Education. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Dr. Bidwell. Here. Mr. Barris.
Present.
Mr. Gilmore.
Here.
Mr. Hadley.
Here.
Mr. Homu.
Here.
Mr. Maselli.
Here.
Mr. Parisi.
Here.
Okay, the first item of business tonight is our consent agenda. You have had a chance to review the consent agenda. There is also a routine personnel addendum. Please take a moment to review the consent agenda and let me know if any board member would like to pull any items from the consent agenda. If there are no items to be pulled, if any board member would like to make, whenever anyone is ready, there is a suggested motion on the first page of your materials.
Move to waive the reading of and approve the consent agenda as printed in the board agenda, including the February 25th, 2020 personnel matters agenda.
Motion by Mr. Parisi, seconded by Mr. Hadley. Roll call, please.
Mr. Parisi.
Yes.
Mr. Hadley.
Yes.
Mr. Maselli.
Yes.
Mr. Barris.
Yes.
Dr. Bidwell. Yes. Mr. Homu.
Yes.
Mr. Gilmore.
Yes. Okay, then the next item on our agenda is our recognition.
Tonight, we ask the board to honor our winners from our 2019-2020 Winter Art Show. From December 2nd through January 8th, the art show was housed in Woodstock Public Library. We had hundreds of pieces of original work created by students in grades 1 through 12. They were included in the exhibition. And we had become a popular draw in the library, so we appreciate the library for sharing their space. And I appreciate all the hard work of our students. Tonight, we honor the winners from each building. Including that tonight are 2 superintendent's awards. And the pieces were auctioned off at the Brown House Dinner by the Foundation. So that was a nice touch, and we appreciate those students and their hard work with it.
Thank you. There is a suggested motion on page 111 of your materials or board book.
Move to introduce the following resolution. Whereas the Board of Education of Woodstock Community Unit School District 200 wishes to recognize the contributions of these individuals, and whereas District 200 has benefited as a result of these accomplishments, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of Woodstock Community Unit School District 200 hereby bestows special recognition and a certificate of achievement on behalf of the citizens of the district.
Motion by Mr. Parisi. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Holmes. Roll call, please.
Mr. Parisi.
Yes.
Mr. Homu.
Yes.
Mr. Hadley.
Yes.
Mr. Maselli.
Yes.
Mr. Barris.
Yes.
Dr. Bidwell. Yes. Mr. Gilmore.
Yes.
All right, we'll call each winner. Please come up front and get your certificate. If we stay up front, we'll get one big picture. But before we start, our art teachers are here with us tonight. They do a great job. For all our art students here, a big round of applause for our art teachers. All right, first up, we have Woodstock High School Superintendent Award winner, Miss Senior Morgan Baker. From Westwood Elementary, 3rd grader, Quincy Beard. From Woodstock North, a freshman, Brianna Brown. From Clay Academy, 6th grader, Frankie Ebler. From Prairiewood, a fourth grader, Leah Hernandez. From Northwood Middle School, an eighth grader, Tegan Kirk. From Creekside, an eighth grader, Destiny Rose Martinez. From Dean Street, a fifth grader, Ricky Garcia Ojeda. From Mary Andrus, a fifth grader, Angela Ortiz Rozaba. From Olson, a first grader, Juliana Pecoraro. From Woodstock High School, a senior, Faith Sims. From Greenwood Elementary, a third grader, Avery Schneider. And from Woodstock High School, a freshman superintendent's award winner, Ava Bowles. All right, so we're going to get a big group picture. Line's just going to get you set up. Parents, feel free to come up and get a picture. You guys come up front of the others. Sit down. Look at your parents, look at your good pictures, big smiles. Big round of applause from all of our students.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is our communications. That's an opportunity for the public, staff, and board to make comments. We generally take a break at this time for those of you who came primarily for the recognition portion, to allow you to slip out. If you don't wish to stay for the rest of the meeting, you are welcome to stay. We'd love to have you. Love to hear what you have to say, and you're welcome to stay. If you don't want to stay, though, we'll give you a minute to...
Congratulations to all our artists, and have a great evening.
Stashie. At this point, we'll move on. As I mentioned, this is our communications portion of the meeting. This is an opportunity for members of public staff or board to make comments. With any public comments, nobody has signed up. Nevertheless, if anyone would like to, any member of the public would like to address the board at this time, I'll give you an opportunity to come up. Are there any members of the public who would like to address the board? Public. Okay. We'll move to our staff comments. Are there any staff comments at this time? Staff comments. Board comments. Are there any board comments at this time? Okay. Then we'll move to our superintendent's report.
All right. Hard to believe outside, but our sports team in high school are winding down quickly. And your spring sports are practicing on Monday, March 2nd. The weather didn't say that spring, but the IHSA calendar does. We're moving on in the school year, which is a great sign for us. Another sign at the end of the year coming, registration materials being mailed out in the next 2 weeks, so parents can begin registration process. The 2020-2021 school year. The link goes live on March 2nd. Parents will have access codes mailed out at their home for the March 2nd process. We're excited about and into our spring season here and spring gear for next year.
All right. We'll then move into our monitoring report. And that tonight is the middle school math acceleration.
And just a picture of this. What we do in middle school math acceleration is the changes we've made moving forward towards the future and some of the high school programs and opportunities we have.
All right, thanks for the opportunity to talk a little bit tonight about what we currently do in our middle school for acceleration and then how that affects other areas and then the new program that we're going to start this summer to offer some additional acceleration opportunities to some of our middle school students. So really the purpose of math acceleration is threefold. Number one is to challenge students that maybe aren't challenged at traditional levels and give them an opportunity to advance. It's to also present advanced level material to those students and to move at a quicker pace, which is really obviously kind of the term of acceleration in general. And then the third part is as students get older and they grow to that high school level, it's giving them an opportunity to take some advanced courses that if they didn't accelerate, they wouldn't have the opportunity to take otherwise. So it's really exciting. This is, as a former math teacher, this topic is near and dear to my heart. So I know it's a great opportunity for our kids. What does middle school math, accelerated math look like currently for our students? Right now there's two strands. One is accelerated and one is double accelerated. So the accelerated strands, they would come into 6th grade. They would take all of the 6th grade content and curriculum and then half of the 7th grade. Their 7th grade year, then they would take all of the remainder of the 7th grade curriculum content in 8th grade. And then by the time they get to 8th grade math, they get it. And it's the same algebra 1 that we would offer our students in our high school levels. So it's very, very identical to that. Our double accelerated math is an opportunity for our kids who are very advanced to really move ahead to get to geometry by the time they're in 8th grade. So instead of looking at trying to fit 3 levels of math into our 6th grade and looking at math 6, math 7, and math 8, we blend the important concepts of that. We teach them the pre-algebra. So they take pre-algebra in 6th grade, they would take algebra 1, very similar to what the high school does in 7th, and then geometry in 8th grade. So those are the different acceleration models we currently use. This is just kind of a flow chart to show you. If you were to take a look at this, this would be our on-grade level student up top here. So they would take the 6th grade math, the 7th grade math, and the 8th grade math. This would be our accelerated, where they have 6th and part of 7th grade together, part of the 7th and 8th grade in algebra. And this would be our double accelerated model. So you kind of see how that course flow would be for different students. So that's where they come in from 5th grade. And notice it's pretty structured across. So those are some of the different pathways. For students that come in, we have a recommendation process to make sure that we place those students in the appropriate areas right off the bat. So if they're coming from 5th grade, we do this recommendation process, and it's something that's kind of ebbed and flowed throughout, but I feel like we have a really good handle on it as we move forward. We want to look at different pieces for our students, so it's much more than just memorizing or understanding one test score. It's really getting to know the student on more of a holistic level. So understanding what their quality of work is, and then from the teacher recommendation standpoint, really looking at two different pieces. Number one, the different discrete skills the student brings to the class, the level of readiness, independence, or perseverance, and some of those factors. And then also mathematically look at their precision and detail, and how accurate they are with some of their problem-solving methods to make sure that we have a good handle on that. Because sometimes you have students that are really strong with some of the capabilities up top, but when it comes to the mathematic piece, they maybe aren't quite as strong. So that's an important thing to consider. And then really looking at the data, which is so important for students. How have they performed in the past? Where have they been successful? What does that look like? So really looking at different measures like the Illinois Assessment of Readiness, the math test, maybe some of the standards that they've had in fifth grade or prior grades that they've had in sixth, seventh grade. So looking at those different pieces. And then in order to support students as they go to that next level, we really are thinking about, from a mathematical standpoint, how do we ensure that those students are successful every year? Do we keep them in that linear path, or are there different opportunities to maybe accelerate those students throughout so they aren't just in that sixth, seventh, and eighth grade? But are there ways that we can help those students through different opportunities, maybe go from sixth, seventh, and then take an eighth grade summer course to get you an algebra? And that's really what we're looking at right now, is investigating and putting some of those into place. And so it's encouraging those students to accelerate their learning by taking additional summer classes. So starting this summer, that was what our current middle school acceleration looks like. Starting this summer, we have a couple new courses that are coming in for students. So they're not necessarily on a horizontal trajectory, but they can move a little bit more. So each of our years, our teachers look at students on a holistic standpoint to see if they can move. So it's more about, if you're in sixth grade, your teachers don't look at how you perform in your sixth grade math. Take a look at what those scores look like, how you've done in class, and say, are you a candidate that potentially could accelerate yourself? So no longer are we just when you come into sixth grade, you're just straight across. We want really our teachers to look hard every year at that. And so, for example, I was a student that I took sixth grade math, seventh grade math, and eighth grade. Now I'm going to high school. We want to give an opportunity for those students to be able to accelerate themselves through taking the summer school algebra course. It's rigorous, but it's one of those courses that has to be rigorous to make sure that they're successful when they get into that geometry course. And they would take geometry then as a freshman if they took that in the summer. And then our other pathway that we have down here is if the student was in sixth grade, seventh grade math, but then they want to challenge themselves, they can take an eighth grade math as a summer course, and then take algebra in eighth grade, and then do high school geometry. So we're really trying to personalize the experience for our learners and look at different pathways for students to accelerate themselves beyond maybe what the traditional pathways are out there. So that is some new programming that we're putting in place this summer, along with some of our middle school math acceleration. What questions can I answer?
How do you tease out the accelerated from the double accelerated? What's that situation?
We just talked about that today.
Yeah, I mean, so the key to the whole thing really is geometry and eighth grade, because a lot of kids can do seventh grade math in sixth grade, algebra in seventh grade, but geometry in eighth grade just, I've been doing this a long time. Basically, you're looking at the top 5%. You have to be 95th percentile or higher on a number of measures, be it IR, numerous math tests. Because, again, the first step, lots of kids, we have a number of students that can double accelerated, but that geometry in eighth grade is a wall. And to get there, we really need kids to make sure that they're in that level. So we've used the 95th percentile as our cut score consistently. Again, and we went through all those kids today. Sometimes you have a kid, top 2% on the IR, but then 82nd percentile 3 or 4 times on math, and you got to tease that out. Where's the disconnect? So there's not one way to do it. And then we've got the parents. There's parents that really want that. There's parents that don't want that double acceleration. So that's a component too. When you get down into the level, have that conversation with the parents.
What's the smallest that comes to?
Well, it can run really small because we can just put it, because we can put it in seventh, because we already run their class in seventh grade. That's what we've done with small groups. Instead of running it, so this year we're running a full class. Next year, the number's a little smaller. We might just integrate it with the existing seventh grade class. Because you can't push too many. The single acceleration, that's where fifth grade teachers always want to have a part of this process too. That's why I tell them, you can single accelerate a kid. Because if a kid's willing to work hard enough and put the time in, I think that really can work. double acceleration, you really need a strong math background.
So assuming they're in the double acceleration,
Yes.
what is the outcome when they get to the end of their high school career? And now they're in classes left in high school for them, or is there a class available for them? How does it work?
There are definitely classes. So if you were a double accelerated student, you would come to high school and either Algebra 2 or Honors Algebra 2, probably Honors Algebra 2, more than likely, right? You would take pre-algebra, trig your junior year, and then your senior to sophomore year. Junior year, you could take AP Stats, you could take AP Calculus. So calculus is split into A, B, and BC. BC being the more rigorous, of course. BC contains AP, basically. We also offer a dual credit college algebra trig, and we're exploring an additional course for potentially college, depending on the number of students we have, which would be multivariate calculus.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch where the end of this thing. You said the BC calculus would be junior year.
The multivariate calculus would be the final course.
And is that offered in the high school, or is that something that's offered through the college or high school?
It would be offered in high school. Right now, we're lucky enough to have teachers that can teach that level of each building. So that would, plan would be offered at high school.
So the accelerated double accelerated, what do you think the percentage of kids are doing that? It's like 10%?
So I would think of all of our sixth grade, it's fairly small, especially our double accelerated. We want one section of that course, just because of the numbers of it.
How many sections of acceleration do you have in sixth grade right now?
We have one regular accelerated and one double accelerated.
Got the two accelerated. How many total math sections? It's about 20% are accelerated, and then about 5% are double.
Now, the teachers do the right, it's a twofold, teacher recommendation and your data. How about that parent that pushes? The kid's not ready, but they want to do the accelerated.
So we try to always have those conversations with parents, to try to explain what the courses are allowed to go through those. The double accelerated, we want to make sure that the parent really understands what they're putting their son or daughter into. We want to make sure that they come to the best situation. So we really try to talk that through with each parent. The advanced, because I think that's probably an area because it is only partial grade level acceleration or one grade level acceleration. That's one that's a little bit easier for students to adjust to. But the double acceleration is more challenging.
I think we've had to tell our story. So I met with some fifth grade teachers in the fall, and they weren't happy that we weren't double accelerating more students. So I showed them the progression, and you see acceleration, which is on a very high math track. You're talking about taking AP classes still in high school. So I think once we get a better understanding district-wide, and a double acceleration is really for that small kid that we need to challenge. I think, we're still progressing towards that.
My question is, the algebra in summer school versus algebra is a year-long course. Are you comfortable with that parallel, that rigor?
I actually am. It's actually more classroom. It's actually more classroom time. Students are going to be spending in there, and I am comfortable with it. You know what? It's a 2-semester course, so it's a 4-week course in June and a 4-week course in July. It's to get both semesters.
How many hours a day?
So, and it's 5 hours. 5 hours a day.
Summer school, math is sequential, and if you don't get it, I wonder.
Well, the safe thing about doing summer school is we're going to know in September, right? So I mean, and it's a fluid process. If a kid takes it in summer school, we put them in that next class in September, it's not going well, then they basically got a great lead up in the summer, right? And they go back to the corresponding class. Kathy looked at this and she's trying to hop on it. We're going to try it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work,
I'm supportive of that.
your concern's valid.
We actually talked about that a lot too, because this isn't this is something that we're exploring. It's one of those things that I think we have an opportunity to really be successful with, is we bring a new math curriculum potentially into. But I've taught summer school math myself. I've taught summer school algebra, so I know exactly what you're talking about now. Those are kids that sometimes need to be remediated. These are kids, some of them that I think could advance for sure. So.
And there's a motivation factor here too, right? I mean, if you're doing this, the students got to be motivated for, whether it's our dual degree program or whatever reason. That's got to be a big part of the factor that they're going to put the time in and do it. But there is a safety. I mean, once we get back to school,
that makes me feel more comfortable. For me, 4 hours of math one day, realistic.
Well, it's not my summer, yeah.
I just don't know anybody who can do that well. You know, there's a break like Bethany, can you help me on that? Thank you very much. Okay.
With respect to the summer school algebra program for the kids who might want to accelerate over in 8th grade, going into high school.
Sure.
I would imagine that now with the dual degree program, and that's one of the reasons it's being offered at this point, is to allow some more kids that may perhaps have some access to it. The question I would have then is that are there any requirements for them to enter into that summer school program? And if so, are there any requirements with respect to the kids when they get to the class in high school that now has had kids that have already been in this accelerated track and will be moving forward in that track?
So, there's the requirements for students to get in there. There's definitely recommended ideas of what students would be probably the most successful for this. But I do think it's important to realize that kids develop mathematically at different ages. So for example, being a math teacher, I've seen kids and students that really blossom when they got to high school mathematically. And maybe that potential was there all along, whether it was displayed or not is different. So that's a hard question to answer in the sense of saying, this is exactly the type of student you want. I think you open that up to students and give them an opportunity for it. Now, you have to put strong supports in place to make sure that they're successful in that. You have to be honest with those students and talk about what the next course is going to look like and what the expectations are for students while they're in it. Because it is going to be a rigorous, fast-paced course. So if a student's ready for that challenge, then I think, and they've done okay before, I think give them that challenge. As for when they go to high school and they take those courses, if you have a student that's really, really successful in that algebra course, there's maybe a different pathway for that student than maybe a student who was successful, averagely successful, I guess, so to speak. So where you go to honors geometry versus, a regular geometry class.
Do you have any concerns with the fact possibly that kids who may be entering an algebra class may come to the geometry class and find themselves kind of lost behind the kids who've already been on this pace and have already been doing this? Do you have any concerns about that? Or is there a selection process to go in the algebra program that kind of helps them?
I think for most kids, algebra is much easier than geometry. Just conceptually, from a conceptual standpoint, it's a natural fit. So I would be concerned if we had a geometry course in the summer, that would be a much more concern to me than algebra. Because really, the way the math is taught now is they're learning algebra for quite a few years before they actually get into that concept of it. They're learning fundamental in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, these different pieces. They're just really putting it all together when you go. So I don't have a tremendous amount of concerns with that. Take a question.
Just one more thing on that, so if they don't take an honors class, if they take regular level geometry, they're in with sophomore students that are average math students too. So it's not like they have to enter a class where they're only with kids that have been double accelerated their entire career. I mean, there's different paths they can take where they would be with kids that are probably hopefully about the same level they are.
Would you do the algebra in summer school? Are they doing that in middle school or in high school?
It would be taught by one of our high school instructors, but we would have it housed currently where all of our summer schools at, which is a great secondary school.
So would they be with the high schoolers who are remediating algebra?
You know what, we're going to see, some of that will depend on how many numbers we have for the course. But if you have a student that's a higher functioning student and a student that's remediated it, in some sense it can be at similar levels because the exposures are there. So it is a possibility, it's just going to depend on the number of students given.
Motivation levels?
It could be, absolutely. Those are practice shows.
But we have to be careful because sometimes I think when we teach remediation, we're tempted to tamper it down a little bit, but you can't do that in algebra because they still have to take our geometry, our algebra too. So I think that for us, it almost holds us accountable at a high level, which we need. Because anybody, if you're teaching a class full of kids who's getting a class, your natural reaction, John, I mean, you want to make it, to take it down to a level a little bit. But in math, you can't do that because we have to prepare them to take our geometry, our algebra too, take the SAT and all those things. So I think it almost holds us accountable at a higher level to some degree.
That's my concern with summer school in general, with that, because you can't go 100% sequential. As long as
And that's why we really looked at the time frame and how much time we can spend on it too, because I think that's a component. You're right, I think there is a natural fatigue sometimes for students, in the summer, but it's got to be a student who's really committed to doing this.
It's similar to when everyone on the block schedule, and you had math every other day for double the time, and Some kids were successful with it, some kids couldn't do it. So I think it's going to be similar. It's not going to be for every kid. I mean, obviously, you're going to be highly motivated to have a math class for 4 or 5 hours a day or something to start with. And so I think that motivation level hopefully provides us with a jumping off point to help reach those kids. But, you know, again, the safety that's built in, we're going to feedback to staff, and we're going to try and, you know, how many kids want to do this question too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gus.
Thank you very much. We have no unfinished business, so we'll move into our new business. The first item is consideration of the Northwood Middle School partial roof replacement bid.
We can walk through this together, just so we're all clear. We're actually taking the third bid. The first bidder sent a letter in and took back his bid. There was some confusion on the specs or what he was bidding on. He couldn't perform the work for that price. The second one didn't qualify either, so we're actually taking a third bid. It's a reputable company. Wolf worked with them. We sent Steve checked them out. They feel really good about it. Obviously, it's higher than the bid that didn't qualify, but it's actually lower than our estimated price was. Lisa, you want to add anything to that?
No, the budget was fine, and the estimated cost by the architect for what the bid should come in at was $530,000, so still $32,000 under the original estimate.
Does anybody have any questions or any other concerns? Want to talk about anything else? If not, there's a suggested motion on page 115 of your materials and board book.
Move to award the bid for Northwood Middle School 2020 partial roof replacement to Sterling Commercial Roofing for a total price of $498,000.
Second.
By Mr. Parisi, seconded by Dr. Bidwell. Roll call, please.
Mr. Parisi?
Yes.
Dr. Bidwell?
Yes.
Mr. Holmove?
Yes.
Mr. Headley?
Yes.
Mr. Maselli?
Yes.
Mr. Ferris?
Yes.
Mr. Gilmore?
Yes. Okay, then the next item of new business is the approval of the 2021-2022 calendar.
On February 7th, the calendar committee met. The committee is made up of board representatives. Mr. Gilmore was there on behalf of the board, administration, and staff. And we discussed many options for the calendar. This recommendation for the 21-22 calendar mirrors the 2021 calendar that was approved last year, and it really keeps some core concepts that we've had for 6 or more years together. Starting school mid-August, holding the fall conferences in October, completing the first semester of high school prior to winter break, and holding spring conferences in February. So it's very close to that. It also meets all the ISBE requirements as far as total days and holidays that need to be observed.
Anybody have any questions? Comments? If not, there's a suggested motion on page 120 of your materials and your board book.
Move to approve the 2021-2022 school calendar.
Second. Motion by Mr. Holmes, seconded by Dr. Ferris. Roll call, please.
Mr. Holmove?
Yes.
Mr. Ferris?
Yes.
Dr. Bidwell?
Yes.
Mr. Maselli?
Yes.
Mr. Headley?
Yes.
Mr. Parisi?
Yes.
Mr. Gilmore?
Yes. Okay, that's all our new business. Next item is our committee reports. Do any committees met or do any committees report at this time?
Everybody should have signed up for a pride committee. We'll start getting those nominations soon. If anybody has any questions, you can reach out to me or Deb Walsworth is our district contact. She's a big help. She runs the show.
Okay. Thank you. Any other committee reports, please? If no other committee reports, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Mr. Wu, say Dr. Ferris. Seconded by Mr. Parisi. Roll call, please.
Mr. Ferris?
Yes.
Mr. Parisi?
Yes.
Mr. Maselli?
Yes.
Mr. Holmove?
Yes.
Mr. Headley?
Yes.
Dr. Bidwell?
Yes.
Mr. Gilmore,
Yes.
We